Hi, I'm Andrew Hansen from Lifestyle Realty. One of the biggest mistakes people make is following headlines about the Australian property market. The reality is there isn't one Australian property market. There are more than 2,000 individual markets across the country, each driven by its own local economy, infrastructure, supply and demand. That's why I focus on the Sunshine Coast. Over the past month, we've seen investor inquiry soften slightly. From my conversations with buyers, many are simply waiting for greater clarity as the federal budget measures begin to work their way through the economy and the broader policy landscape becomes clearer. Importantly, that doesn't mean demand has disappeared. Core logic data continues to show relatively stable selling conditions on the Sunshine Coast, with days on market and vendor discounting remaining resilient. Buyers are taking more time to make decisions, but well-positioned properties continue to attract strong interest. Looking ahead, I believe we're building a level of pent-up demand. Once confidence returns and today's uncertainty begins to settle, I expect many investors who are currently sitting on the sidelines will re-enter the market. At the same time, the fundamentals continue to strengthen. Land values are continuing to rise, construction timeframes remain extended, and major infrastructure projects across southeast Queensland are competing for skilled labour. If material costs increase again, delivering new housing will only become more expensive. That reinforces my view that the Sunshine Coast will remain a supply versus demand market for some time yet. When you combine those factors with continued population growth, the expansion of the Maroochydore CBD, our health precinct, airport expansion, the wave transport corridor, and the lead up to the 2032 Olympic Games, the long-term outlook for our region remains incredibly positive. The market isn't weakening, it's simply becoming more considered. And history tells us that informed buyers who understand the fundamentals are often the ones who benefit the most. I'm Andrew Hansen from Lifestyle Realty. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next month.